How do 3D printers work? 3D printing is one of the most recent pivotal technological developments of the 21st century. Some people, in fact, would go so far as to compare the phenomenon to the invention of the printing press, which changed everything. So, what is a 3D printer and how exactly does it work? Well, let's find out. In today's video, we have covered everything you need to know about 3D printers. Watch till the end of the video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We post new videos every week. History of the 3D printer. The modern 3D printer was invented by Charles W. Hull in the 1980s. However, during that time, it was used for just stereolithography. But with a lot of potentials to be tapped into, the modern 3D printers from Stratasys was first made available to the normal public in the late 1990s by IBM. So what exactly does a modern 3D printer do? Well, to simplify things, a 3D printer prints a three-dimensional object from CAD, which basically is just a detailed digital model of the object to be printed. 3D printing started off as a technique that was just used for producing aesthetic prototypes which would never be used in day-to-day work. However, as our printers grew more and more efficient and accurate with the passing years, they tapped into the medical and even the construction industries. It's not even a joke when people these days say that their houses are 3D printed. But how does it work? Well, although the entire process is very complicated, it can be summed up in a few sentences. The first job is basically to scan or digitally recreate a detailed model of the object on your computer. This detailed diagram is called a CAD, Computer Aided Design, package. A 3D printer is a highly sophisticated inkjet printer and our CAD is the photograph that it prints. Now that we have our diagram, the next step is to get a tangible product. The sophisticated inkjet printer now starts building our model, one layer at a time from the bottom. Although each product has its own unique working specifications, a typical layer is only about 100 micrometers thick, or about the thickness of a human hair. In other words, it is highly accurate in its work. It repeatedly prints over the same place with the help of a method called fused deposition modeling or FDM. From there, it works on its own, depending on the size of the model, and within a few hours, voila, we have our own live prototype. What material does it use to print the objects? Ideally, it uses these plastic substances called polymers because of how easy it is to produce and handle them. However, it also sometimes uses metals or even ceramics, or as we will see, a plastic variety of concrete to print houses. Is this substance accurate? Since the entire process works with layers, that is, one layer at a time, 3D printing is usually considered highly precise, which is accurate to about 1/10th of a millimeter, which translates into highly accurate copies of the product. Where do we usually use these things? Believe it or not, sometimes some of our foods, such as chocolates or candies, that need to be exact in their weights are often 3D printed with the help of specially designed 3D printers. Sometimes even your clothes or shoes are 3D printed as these designs need to be highly accurate to please the aesthetics. With popular brands like Nike investing in this technology, the future looks bright. With scientists heavily researching the implementation of 3D printers to help artificially print tissues or even organs, we will very likely see life-saving transplants happening in the near future. In fact, a few years back, doctors had successfully 3D printed a motorcyclist's face who had completely disfigured himself in an accident. Overall, the future of 3D printing in the pharmaceuticals and medical industries looks prosperous. In recent years, one of the most pivotal discoveries has been the ability to 3D print houses. With materials getting cheaper every year and the cost of labor being close to zero as it practically needs just one or two people to operate, the 3D printer could practically solve the homeless crisis in the developing or even underdeveloped or war-torn areas of the planet. In fact, this year, a Dutch couple in their 70s were among the first people to move into their 3D printed houses. We have come to see another development that boasts a technology called 4D printing. It's basically the next leap in 3D printing. 4D printing basically adds another dimension to the product. The property changes itself with time. The ability to 4D print a substance could eventually pave the way for the production of nanobots, the small microscopic robotic substances that can be used in all sorts of fields for medical or other purposes. If you found this video interesting, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's all from us today. We want you to know that your voice is important to us, so please leave a comment below. If you are new here, then click the bell icon for notifications of our new videos and subscribe to our channel.